Bob Marshall, Ph.D., on Healthline Live. To find out more about these specials or any of our other great products, call 1-800-370-3447. That's 1-800-370-3447. Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Have a healthy and radiant day.
You've been listening to Dr. Bob Marshall, Ph.D. on Healthline Live, where your questions and concerns about ongoing health challenges are addressed with the latest nutritional protocols and quantum state technology. Thanks to everyone who called in. If you didn't get your question on the air, call us at 800-370-3447, and one of his trained associates can help you. Your good health is important to us. Don't forget to take advantage of our daily blockbuster special at 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447. You can create a healthy and happy you.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
On Wall Street today, stocks ending sharply lower because strong economic data is sparking worries about rising interest rates. And all this comes as U.S. Treasury yields rose again to multi-year highs. And with that, the Dow today down 200 points, the Nasdaq down 145. A new report is accusing China of using tiny computer chips planted in servers and other hardware to spy on some of America's biggest companies, including Apple and Amazon. Both those companies deny finding any kind of spyware inside their hardware. Campbell Soup denying cash bonuses to most of its top executives for this past fiscal year because of the company's poor performance. Meantime, Campbell's right now in talks to sell its fresh food business. That includes the Bolthouse Farms brand. Walgreens is taking a stake in Birchbox. That's an online cosmetic subscription startup. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC.
It's the little things. Like finding $20 in the wash. Woo! Jackpot! Or knowing where to shop online for all the newest styles and best deals around. Stage.com, of course. Visit Stage.com today for incredible sales, our newest markdowns on clearance, more extended sizes, and even more choices. Plus, check out today's deals online for daily coupons and offers. Fresh styles, big savings, and fun perks every day. Stage.com. Little things mean everything. Offer exclusions apply.
At Robert Half, we know finding the right employees is a job in itself, and it's a job we love. You see, Robert Half isn't just a staffing firm. We're people. People who believe in finding the right people to fit your company's needs. Because employees who are a good fit are more productive, more engaged. Finding a great candidate isn't easy, but at Robert Half, we know it's possible. Robert Half, the experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Learn more at roberthalf.com/radio.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Roberts. Senate Republicans are expressing confidence about confirming Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. Judiciary Committee Chair Chuck Grassley says he expects Kavanaugh to be confirmed on Saturday.
Carried out what I promised immediately, that we were going to have a fair and thorough process.
Protesters are being escorted out of a Senate office building one by one as part of an anti-Kavanaugh demonstration. Thousands gathered outside of the federal courthouse where Kavanaugh used to work and marched all the way to the Supreme Court building. A new NPR poll shows Republicans catching up with Democrats in enthusiasm for the 2018 election. Back in July, Democrats had a 10-point edge in the number of voters who view the midterms as crucial, but that margin is now down to 2. The South Carolina police shooting suspect is being identified as 74-year-old Fred Hopkins, a disabled Vietnam War veteran and a disbarred lawyer. On Wall Street today, the Dow dropped 201 points. Tom Roberts, NBC News Radio.
Now, here's a new concept, digital network advertising, where businesses display your ad inside their building. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, your company is going to thrive with digital network advertising. Choose your marketing sites or jump on the DNA system and advertise with all participants. Your business ad or logo is rotated multiple times an hour inside local businesses where people will discover your company. Digital network advertising. DNA, a novel way to be seen and remembered. Digital network advertising with networks in Redlands and Yucaipa. Call in the 909 area 222-9293 for introductory pricing. That's 909-222-9293 for digital network advertising. One last time, digital network advertising, 909-222-9293.
I'm so tired of the buffering on my smartphone.
I'm so over it. Next.
Right? I am so over it. Next.
A radio? Next.
No buffering, just your favorite local radio station?
Next Radio uses the FM tuner that is already built into your phone, so you can listen to your favorite stations on the go. Because Next Radio uses the FM tuner already built into your smartphone, it saves on data and battery usage. When compared to streaming audio, Next Radio uses less than 1/10 of your data, and your battery will last 3 times longer. Next Radio, it's FM radio on your smartphone.
Introducing a radio inside your cell phone. Listen to all kinds of local radio stations, including KCAA 106.5 Yucaipa and 102.3 Riverside on Next Radio. Download the free Next Radio app today. 100% free, 100% fun, 0% buffering. Stop the buffer and listen to KCAA.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Hello and welcome to Let's Go Shopping with Bev. This show brought to you by Starflight Entertainment. Music by Dr. Bombay and the Blue Machine Band. Song title Living in Paradise. Now here's Bev.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody, and I hope you're having a fabulous, fantastic, marvelous Thursday.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Everybody has to have a marvelous Thursday. Isn't that correct?
I fully agree with you. It's not Friday and it is not Wednesday, but it's that in-between day. Do you not go to work tomorrow, or do you stay in busy mode and then you fall off the planet on the weekends? Let's see what happens. But Thursday's a good day for
Thursday's
a lot of in-between stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you did not recognize that voice, that is the one and only Dawn from the Red Shoe Project.
Yes.
Her and I teamed up a while back and been getting into a lot of fun trouble and having a good time with it. And so thank you for being with us today.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the invite. It's always fun coming and talking with your friends.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun here. I like coming here, and it's local. So.
It is very, very easy to get to.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about some of the functions, some of the things that are going on, and of course, shopping and eating.
Shopping
and
eating.
Eating and shopping.
Yes.
Yeah. Did I say shopping and eating?
At the same time, you can do that. Everybody does that.
Yes.
They eat a little and then they shop next door. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then we have the one and only Brandon with us, my fantastic board up. If it wasn't for him behind the scenes pushing all these buttons, we wouldn't be having a show.
No.
So, Brandon, thank you.
Hello.
Hello. hello. And how are you today?
I am so stressed out, and I'm so glad that you guys are happy because it's going to make me happy and it's going to make me forget about my stresses. So that's great.
There you go. You know the 3 best things to get rid of stress?
What are they?
Really 3.
Tell everyone. Tell me. Tell everyone.
To get rid of stress, feeling yucky, depressed, unhappy, whatever it is, right?
Yes.
Stay in bed in your favorite jammies and watch cartoons and eat chicken soup.
Oh, I should have done that today.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to tell you that will make you feel good no matter what's going on.
I can do all of those things except for the chicken thing, but I'll figure something out.
Okay, cheesecake.
Cheesecake, there we go.
Cheesecake. Yeah, cheesecake is a miracle wonder drug all by itself.
All right.
Yes. And so with all of that going on, Dawn, would you please tell us about the Red Shoe Project?
Yes.
Reintroduce what you all do.
Okay, so we are advertising ourselves as the new mental health of Redlands and the Inland Empire. What we mainly focus on is one-on-one coaching. We do crisis intervention and support groups in regards to anything from diagnoses, so from cancer support to eating disorders to anything and you want to do anti-stress classes with us, you want to do any kind of support groups, you want to get involved with children. We've got all kinds of programs in art, and we have equine therapy available to us as well. So we started this in 2011, and we went incorporated in 2014, and then we went nonprofit in 2016. So working from a nonprofit standpoint, there's funding that you have to try and find. And so that's what my family and my board has been starting to do. Our main focus this year is really starting to shift into being there for the community. So what we've done is volunteered a lot of our extra time to other charities. My mother and I are part of the Redlands Bowl Associates, and this year we've decided to join in on Santa Claus Inc. and Friends of Santa Claus Inc. and Christmas Tree Lane, which is all encompassing in one thing. We're going to have an actual Christmas tree there. So that's to get more exposure, and then to also show we went with the fashion kind of design for a reason. And women at Christmas time, we love fashion. You're all about shopping with Bev and fashion. We're incorporating ourselves in Dr. Punjabi's fashion show that's coming up this month. So we are part of that. So we're going to be there with Debbie, the local, beauty queen around here too.
Yes.
And so we'll be wandering around in our red shoes and our red stuff. And we just want to get the word out about our cancer support. And so we're really focusing on that. And then next year, we're going to be focusing more on the education systems and getting involved in the schools. And I've always been doing that my whole entire existence. So I've been involved with special needs children and also just incorporating a mentorship program with kids. So, and then we're moving farther into 2018-19. We're going to have a golf tournament and a gala and all the fun stuff too. But reality is it's all about making relationships, and in mental health that's hard to do because we think that nobody wants to listen to our problems. And so we've designed a place that's home-like, and it's not a church, and it's not a bar, and it's not a clinic. It's all in between. And you can come have a cup of coffee with us. You can chat. We run it just like that home-like environment. So, and the red shoes story is basically putting yourself in someone's shoes and designing yourself to where you make yourself feel pretty and special. So that's a representation of love.
And that is
That's
so
us.
fantastic.
Thank you.
And I love that. And like you said, the way you have it set up.
Yeah.
It feels like you're sitting in your neighbor's living room.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's really laid back, easy going. And I think the calming, the surroundings.
Yes, absolutely.
And then with the people around them.
Yes.
Or even if it's just a one-on-one or, two or three, whatever it is. And the more calmer they get, they will open up and they will release everything that is bothering them. And I think it's absolutely a blooming miracle.
Thank you.
Because there are so many people out there that need this help.
Yes.
But first, they're afraid to ask for help.
Very much so.
Because they don't want to be labeled insane or whatever.
No.
Right? And a lot of people are too proud to
admit that
they need help, just somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
And how many times have you and I, it's really, it's weird, we're each other's psychiatrists. We bounce things off back and forth. And that lovely conversation we had this morning, and we ended up giggling like a bunch of school children.
We do.
But you need that one or two people that no matter what is going on, and then they feel the same about you.
Absolutely.
They need to talk, pick up that phone, say, okay, what do you need?
Exactly.
And how many times have I said that?
A million.
What do you need, Doc? What do you need? Let me know. And I haven't yet split the last piece of cheesecake with you, but it's getting close.
It's getting there.
It's getting close,
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. And now, would you tell everybody the radius that you go into?
Well, I'm homegrown here, so I was born and raised here in Redlands.
You're homegrown?
Yes, I'm homegrown.
There you go.
From Redlands. Go Redlands. And I thought about where our central location should be. I felt like Redlands was our number one place because this is my mission field, as opposed to going to Uganda and doing some other things like a lot of my friends have done in the past. This is my place where I want to feed my people and help my people. And I've been here since 1978. So there's a lot of growth and a lot of non-growth in the psychological realm. psychology is not that old. It was developed in the 1800s. And so things in our internet now, there's so much self-help, but the one-on-one relationship is what I've tried to keep true to. And that's how I was raised, to have people in my home, to talk to them or let them, share a meal with me or take something out of my fridge, just because it makes them feel good, or make them a pot of coffee. And we took that model and designed it as a mentorship program. And reality is, we're at a big hub for mental health. A lot of people come from LA and they go through to detox and do either LA and detox, or they go to Palm Springs and detox, our schools. And then we've had some national disasters that affected our Inland Empire. So the December 2nd shootings, we were available during that time, and most of them were trying to go to other facilities to deal with their traumatic events. Soon after that, people were falling apart, and they needed that kind of extra phone call or that extra service, like do an art project and not talk, or just do a paint night and not really talk, and not paint and sip night, but actual painting and their feelings without having to talk about it. They could just come and do an art project and then leave it on the floor and put their supplies away, and I would take care of it and hold it for them till next time. We've had social workers, hospital workers. I built this place for people like me who were social workers and mental health professionals who didn't have somebody to talk to themselves. Their marriages were falling apart. My marriage was falling apart. My marriage was done by the time I started Red Shoe, which I'm grateful for now. But who gets you through that divorce? Who gets you through losing your job after working there for 25 years? Who gets you to, what if your parents passed on? Who gets you through that time? And it was always my mother and I, or my dad. We would always just mentor those people, or go pray with them, or just buy them a meal and hang out. So we made a business out of it, and it's been crazy. We've been existing for 7 years. We started in 2011, started it in deep depression in my house, at my mom's house, and said I need to do something else with my life. And college gave me an amazing education. I needed to put it into practice. And the recession hit when I was first thinking about this, and I had to work for the Starbucks Corporation. So Starbucks taught me a ton of information, and taught me how to be a global thinker as opposed to very narrow-minded, because you're trained as a therapist, but you're not trained as a marketer.
Right.
Okay. And then when you learn that you're a marketer on top of all of that, that's even more pressure. So that mentally stimulated me, but then also shut me down. So on paper and outside, I looked extremely happy, and I'm always smiling. You guys all know that, and give you hugs and love you. But on the inside, when I went home, you guys don't know what it's like behind closed doors. It takes a lot of extra hours, not just 80-hour weeks. It's 100 to 200-hour weeks, sleepless nights and things. Who takes care of us? So I wanted to build a facility that took care of mental health professionals who don't have the extra ear, the pastors, which is greatly affected now. You know that. We've had a recent pastor commit suicide due to the pressures of trying to make it in his family and be consistent. I have my Route 91 survivors group that we developed because they didn't want to have to grieve alone, and they didn't want to go outside of their general circle. They wanted to stay in the Inland Empire. So our demographic right now is Inland Empire, and that includes Riverside County. Some of them trickle in, or I go to them. And we are mobile, too. I mean, we get in our cars and come visit. And San Bernardino County is huge to me. I mean, it's huge demographically, but the people, high desert, the low desert, it's huge. And so start in the hospitals and just do one-on-one during hospice care, or one-on-one in chaplaincy. We provide that as well. So that's the nuts and bolts of it. It started with my mother and father and I. And now I have a huge volunteer staff that there's 10 of us on our board who all have different amazing talents. Some of them are on the boards. Some of them are working for real estate agencies. Some of them are working for hospitals. Some of them have come over cancer and recovered in nutrition. Some of the people on our board now are big people in the healthcare system that I never would have thought would ever say hi to me. Now they're all part of my family. And we include that in our nonprofit board. They know they're our family. And so this season is about giving, and it's also about learning how to love within it. during that time. And this is our first year that we've really just developed the relationships, as opposed to asking people to be a part of our company. We're just asking them if we can love on them. And that seems to make a huge impact. I think that's how I met you.
Yeah.
Just to love on you.
Yeah,
and
it
you
really
love
was.
on me. And look at us now,
And
so.
it's really quite easy if people think about it.
Yeah.
Everybody, I don't care who you are, where you came from, how rich, how poor, I don't care.
No.
It does not matter.
No.
Right? It is the individual.
Yes.
And if you are aware enough, and
Yes.
if you listen and hear at the same time,
Yes.
and look and see at the same time, you could see people
Yes.
either higher than we are,
Very much.
right? And they seem like they don't have a problem in the world. Watch, listen, because they're going to say something or do something different.
Yes.
And you can pick up, them are the ones that are trying to cry for help, but they are afraid to ask for help.
Guilty.
Right?
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, you are.
I act like I know what I'm doing, and my personal family and friends know that I'm a hot mess usually. I'm just like everyone else. We work from bed. We work from the internet. We work in our pajamas till 3 a.m. and then change clothes really quick and go to a meeting or a meet and greet and network.
And that's why she calls me all the time, or I call her. And it was funny, the discussion this morning, we were in our PJs. I was in my office, you were in yours, and we got a laughing and a giggling and talking. And the more we did, what was the difficulty then, it started disappearing.
It sure did. We started laughing.
Yeah, it really did.
It's mental health.
Yeah, and we were bagging on our family members,
Yes, we were.
and especially when we get talking about my sister, that's when we really get giggling. But, it's so simple. Just when you know somebody, no matter what's going on, take that little moment, right, and say, hey, kiddo, I'm here.
Yes.
That's all you have to say.
Which is what you do. You call me 3 or 4 times a week, even if I don't answer.
And I check in on you. And that's what everybody needs.
Yes.
Just to know that somebody's here, just to listen. And the other thing that I learned with law school and with the children and it's all of that was going on, which I don't like to talk about.
No.
But one of the things we learned when we were going to psychiatry classes, look for certain things.
Yes, the signs.
The signs. And if somebody walks around like, everything is made out of fairy dust and, everything is fine, that's the person that's screaming the most.
Yeah.
Just let them know that you're there. And when you are listening, listen in here and keep your mouth quiet. Let them talk.
That's right.
Right? And then you get to it.
A lot of times what we've noticed is, I worked with a range of mental illnesses, and they claim they're disordered. And I believe that in calling it disorder, I think what I'm trying to shift the focus with my clients is that, and also my board and the people that just love on us, is let's shift the focus, not so much that you have manic depressive disorder. Why don't we say you have manic depression, but you have a disordered way of thinking and a disordered way of a routine?
Yes.
So it takes the stigma, like, I can never be cured of this. I claim true healing with people, but I have to be very politically correct sometimes when I'm talking to people. I know I can heal some of that. I have worked with several individuals that didn't believe that they could be healed from actual depression. And reality is, whether you believe it from my mouth, you will discover it on your own if you choose to work on your disordered thinking and your disordered routines. With consistency. And then our job at Red Shoe is to edify and exhort, which means lift up and encourage. So as we do that, we're consistently, gently reminding you, like little trinkets, like shopping with Bev. This is so perfect.
The red shoe ring. I love those. We got to get one of those for Brandon.
I think. No, Brandon, you don't want a red shoe ring. I'll get you cufflinks, or I'll get you a tie tack or something cute. So
what do you think?
Whatever works, I'll do either.
Or just wear your red chucks. That's kind of what I'm trying to ask the community to start doing, is acknowledge that you're hurting, but red represents love, but it represents all emotions. And disordered way of thinking can really ruin your day. Because
you think?
Yeah. So if you start off your routine well, and then something triggers you, if you're coming from some kind of clinical says PTSD or PTS, post-traumatic stress. Well, I think I have post-traumatic stress on a daily, and I can remind myself every day, either you're going to stay in that, or you're going to reach out to your friend and text them, or you can put a really neat message on Facebook. It's not fake, but I'm genuinely speaking to myself. I've become my own client, and we work on 4 principles, which is love, know, speak, and do. Love meaning really people in the disordered way of thinking, they're really good at loving and doing something about it with other people, but when they get home, they don't feel love in return.
Yes.
So what happens is in the know, they end up knowing everybody else better than they know themselves. And then they speak better to other people than they speak better to themselves. So what I do is I give my clients credit for there's 4 steps, and I give them credit for the love and the do, so they're already successful in 2 out of the 4 of our program. And then what I do is I help them get the know of themselves and get the know on how to speak properly to themselves, and then therefore it returns back onto others. And then they're constantly encouraged by our sunshine team over there.
Yes, and the other thing that works when we were talking about my Grammy this morning,
yes,
and some of the funny stories and stuff, and that always cheers me up. You talk about the old things that our grandparents or parents used to say, and when we were younger, we thought that they weren't loony, but they were telling you the truth, right?
They were.
Now, the other thing that works, my opinion, for myself, okay, and if it helps other people, I'm happy for that.
Yes.
Right? Okay, when you finally get home, if you live alone or with a big family or an orangutan or a dog or whatever,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, do your normal routine, put your car in the garage and, all this other jazz, right?
Yeah.
When you really start feeling that, like you're in the elevator and it's lost gravity and you're falling.
Yeah.
You know that weird feeling
I do.
that it's like you had way too many glasses of wine.
And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, remember way back when,
I do.
when we were all in college and doing all this stupid stuff? Yeah. The thing is, what I learned, the first thing to do is walk outside.
Sure.
Sit on your porch, your back porch, or whatever.
Sure.
Right. Look up at the sky and start thinking, how many years and centuries did it take for that sky to come, the stars to come? And you start analyzing with the numbers and stuff. And before you know it, you're going, holy Toledo, this is pretty cool down here.
Yes, it is.
And I have the tendency, and my cats thinks that I'm really weird.
My cats feel the same, but they're helpful in my world.
Yeah, there you go. Rose and Sophia. And I'm the first one up in the morning. I'm a very early riser, so when I go downstairs to turn the coffee on, I say good morning to them, and kind of like looking this up, like, okay, what are we doing today, look?
Right.
And I say, chill out, babies. We're fine, right? And so I have this little jibber jab with them and go on about your business. And if you learned very carefully, and you can pick it up immediately if you allow your brain to work. And I got this from you.
Oh, nice.
Yes. When I changed the words at Teed-Web, but it was the same thing, is when you're in a situation that's in your brain, shut your brain down, walk away like you are walking from yourself, get thinking of another project. Within minutes, boom, you're happy again.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too. One of our key things that my clients seem to like about me, especially with the crisis intervention portion, that is a 24-hour thing. That's me, okay, and a few of my other team, but mainly it's me. And one of the things people hit me up is in the middle of the night, and they're afraid to do it. People are afraid to hit my team up in the middle of the night thinking that they're going to be bothering us. And one of the things I've noticed is that when you're in crisis, you don't sleep, you don't eat, and you sure don't know what else to do.
There you go.
Some other addictions. So what happens is when you take a shift in perspective, The disordered thinking needs a chance to reboot itself. So what I choose to do is allow my clients 20 minutes of crying, 20 minutes of tantruming, if they want to call it tantruming, 20 minutes of just bold-faced aggression, but not onto their family and friends, but more between them and their either higher power or whatever, their animals, just to cry it out with their animals. Pick up an animal, go visit a horse, go call your horse friends, go to the beach for 20 minutes if you're living down in, the different areas. Go for a walk and cry it out. Have your 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, evaluate. Hit me up and let me know how you're feeling. 90% of the time, I'm going to tell you the truth. Most of them are like, thanks, Dawn. I'm glad I cried. I feel a lot better. I'll call you tomorrow. And they don't, because they're fine. And then they book an appointment the following week, probably. That usually is what's happening. Same thing with my Route 91 survivors group. They met for, I think, a good 6 months after October 1st last year. And we met on Halloween, the first day. And, of course, the anger, the issues, the politics, the whole thing. And then they started meeting, and then they met after our groups. They would go to concerts together, started doing that together. They started doing paint nights together. They started not needing to meet at my place so much to get their feelings out. They started doing it on their own. And then with the anniversary coming up, what ended up happening was they requested if they could start meeting again because they need each other. They felt like they were not really connecting any longer, which is great because my venue is open to them. And I've always told them that. But even they come to my place, they don't stay longer than about an hour, hour and a half, because they don't even want to stay stuck in that misery. They want to go back outside. They want to get outside and go, okay, I feel better now. I just talked to my friend April. She's awesome. We're going to go to this concert this weekend. And if I don't feel like going, she's my buddy. I can just call her and let her know. These are teachers that attend this thing. These are social workers that are from the county. These are people that were directly affected by this traumatic event. Now, what about us and our traumatic events? Who's there for us, right? Well, Bev is there for Dawn and a lot of my other ladies.
And Dawn's there for me.
So
there you go.
Sometimes you and I will talk for an hour, but other times, sometimes we only have 20 minutes. You have lifted my spirits in less than 20 minutes. By the time we're off the phone, you use your fun words. You're from New York, and you've got that fun way. That makes me laugh. Therefore, when I'm done, I feel like I can conquer the world. The more we encourage, and it's a selfless act, because I am doing the love and the know and the speak and the do alongside you. That seems to want to build up more people around us, because that affects your relationship. That affects your animals, doesn't it? They're not as whiny and crazy and needy. That affects your job when you come to do the station. You're not grumpy. I'm not grumpy when I have to go do some kind of thing. I don't want to do marketing. And then I realized, wait, the whole reason why we put all this on the planet in our existence is because we did not feel adequate in our jobs before. I didn't feel adequate in my other jobs. I have 4 degrees, and I am not being paid to the expertise level that I deserve. You don't either. So what did we do? We started our own businesses.
There you go.
Now, entrepreneurism is a risky thing. Yet, look at what's starting to happen. Redlands Inland Empire alone loves small business. Okay, shop small business big time. But the thing is, we're building each other up as we start buying from each other's merchants. I'm paying you for this station time, then you come and you bring me a nice fat referral. That's giving back. But I am also receiving the blessing. Therefore, my clients, my people, and my family are receiving the blessing. But it's still depressing when you need that last $50 to pay your bills, right? But at the end of the day, you know that either your higher power is going to create that, your God, or whatever you believe in, or you've made the relationships down the way and built the bridges so that comes tenfold even in a year from now, 2 years from now, 20 years from now. This is my 20-year dream. That's why I opened Red Shoes, because I knew that mental health and emotional wellness were going to be top priority 20 years from when I started working in the school districts.
And when you get to that 20-year mark.
Oh,
lordy, Lord, are we doing a
12
party?
years, 12 years.
Oh, yes. We're going to do
I'll
that.
be much more sophisticated at that time, I think. A little bit more
you better
refined.
not.
But I really want the government as well to hear what we have to say in mental health, because and I'm not political. I'm just asking for the government to recognize that our city officials are dying out there physically and emotionally and spiritually. And when you start to acknowledge the spiritual element, regardless of what you believe, just believe in something.
You have to.
You have to believe in something, even if you choose to get involved in something extracurricular. Just when you go home behind closed doors, who are you actually talking to?
The wall.
Yeah, right.
Hang on to that thought.
Good point.
Okay, hang on to that thought, darling.
Sure.
And if you just tuned in, you're listening to Let's Go Shopping with Bev right here on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Love that line.
I love the way they say that, no listener behind. And if you just tuned in, we are talking to the one and only Dawn from the Red Shoe Project. And also, if you just tuned in, and Brandon, our board up, that keeps everything rolling for us. And we're going to be right back. We're going to take a small break. Don't change that dial. We have some fun stuff coming down the line.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
Hi, this is Cliff from Cliff's Pest Control. Have you had problems with pests lately? Cliff's Pest Control has been in business for over 40 years and is family owned and operated. We can take care of your general pest problems, that's the ants, spiders, all the crawling bugs, and we also can take care of your termite problems. You can reach us at 909-887-1862. That's 909-887-1862. That's Cliff's Pest Control, Inc., serving the Inland Empire for over 40 years.
Hi, my name is Don, and I work with my wife Marie. We are holistic health practitioners specializing in magnetic therapy. Got pain, get relief. We are the Got Pain people. The benefits of magnetic therapy are speed up healing time, reduce discomfort and pain, reduce inflammation, detoxify your body, help improve blood flow. Got pain, get relief. We are the Got Pain people. With MD Jar Magnetics, we can be reached at 951-743-6903. We help to relieve pain without the dangerous side effects of drugs. Some of the other benefits of biomagnetism are a safe alternative for the treatment of over 500 ailments, including cancers, chronic back pain, migraines, asthmas, cysts, tumors, acne, arthritis, knee pain, sports injuries, broken bones, high blood pressure, diabetes, fibromyalgia, sciatica, multiple sclerosis, stroke recovery. It also helps reconnect the brain to the nerves. We are located in Yucaipa, and we are the Got Pain people. With MD Jar Magnetics, got pain, get relief. 951-743-6903. Once again, 951-743-6903.
If you own or work at a restaurant, bar, or nightclub, here's an important message to help improve your bottom line. At Starflight Entertainment, we rent professional karaoke DJ systems. The monthly cost is affordable, and Starflight systems are easy to operate. For more information, call me, Rich, or Bev at Starflight Entertainment, 909-797-7291. Starflight karaoke systems have great sound, and Starflight provides a large selection of songs, everything from the 40s to today's latest hits. We at Starflight Entertainment will supply a professional karaoke jockey, or we'll train someone for you. The Starflight system can also be used almost like a jukebox during your slower times. Starflight Entertainment has been in business since 1989, and many bars, restaurants, and clubs have been customers for up to 10 years. Starflight covers San Bernardino, Riverside, Orange, and Los Angeles counties, and we can help improve your business. So remember the name Starflight Entertainment, and remember 909-797-7291.
Starflight Entertainment.
KCAA, where every day is a great day.
And we're back, everybody. And yeah, we got that good Lucy and Linus happy music playing, and we can see all the leaves falling down and make the big piles and jump on them like we did when we were
Charlie
children.
Brown,
yes,
pumpkin.
Yes, I love those things.
Me too.
Yeah, and Brandon, when you were younger, did you ever rake up all the leaves in a big pile and jump in them?
I did. I was very young, but I did.
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm very proud of you. Yay!
That's what you're supposed to do as a child. You dance in puddles and jump in leaves for the fall.
Jumping in puddles was my favorite.
See?
Yes.
It's fun.
And you know what's even more fun than that? Don't have anything on your feet.
Yeah.
I didn't try that.
Try it. Even now, when there's a big puddle, take off your shoes and sockies and jump in it. And it makes the splashing and the feel of the water, and it comes up your legs, and it's like you just got lifted up 20 feet. It's a cool feeling. Yes. Just make sure you don't have too much mud around.
No.
All right.
Yeah,
No.
try that.
I'm trying to think of like a non-muddy place that collects a lot of water. That's tricky.
Richard is over here trying to give us notes, and Richard says, I put money in big piles and jumped. He feels like that's what we need to do, is get lots of money and jump in there. That would be fun.
So
yeah, I need money.
See, you grew up in New York where there was lots of concrete and you didn't have to worry about jumping in mud.
No, believe it or not, back then, because the streets weren't really that wide, and then with all the trucks and cars and everything, and they'd take a lot of the side routes, and there would be mud going around.
The concrete jungle has mud. Who knew?
Yes, I know. It's really, really cool. And I remember my brother Mikey and I, and we were just going on 7. All right, just like that close to 7. And so we thought that we were going to be so old we couldn't do it anymore, right? I don't know why we got that idea. So what we did is we went in our grandmother's garden, and she was lucky enough to have one of the houses there in Brooklyn. And it was really hard to find a house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, through there, it's a lot of apartments and stuff. But they found a house. So we would go to our grandmother's, and we'd knock on the door, and we say, Nana, can we go in the backyard? She goes, go, right? So we did. We took our shoes and socks off, made a mud puddle, and jumped up and down in it. And so she'd come out, and she was sitting on the back porch, and she's going, what do you do? And I said, we're jumping up and down in the mud. She goes, wait a minute. I kid you not. She sat on the porch. She took off her shoes and them old nylon socks that they had rolled up, and all of this stuff, right? And she took them off. She took her apron off, got in there and started jumping up and down in the mud. She goes, oh, this is nice. I like this. Right? And every other day, we'd go, when we have the chance, we'd go over to Grammy's, right? What was she doing? Jumping in the mud.
That's
I made her
awesome.
happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, anytime you can jump in the mud barefoot, and it will make you happy.
That's such a happy
See,
story.
that's why she's my psychiatrist.
Yes. I tell you all the good stuff.
She
know?
gives us all these fun things, and then I love the way you word things, Bev.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Thank you. Yeah, she's the only one. I think you and her, Brandon and her, are the only two I think can really understand my language.
I like it. Well, it's your personality, but I can see, as you tell the stories, I see your sentimental value. I see how fun it was for you, and it makes it fun for us to listen to you. It's sweet.
Yeah, and I think everybody has to remember our childhood memories, the really best ones. And if they stick with you, and if you get into that woe-is me, feel sorry for me attitude, right? Yeah. I have one. I'll have it for 2 seconds, and I say, I'm done with this crap, and go, start thinking of all the fun things.
Yeah.
Or what you did 2 days ago. So your girlfriends were over, and you got bored, and you decided you're going to dye each other's hair purple or something. That's a good...
I've done that many times. Ask my roommates.
Why do you think I said purple? Hello. Yeah. So, do that. And talking about really good memories, how many people love to go up to Oak Glen?
Me, definitely.
Why do you like to go to Oak Glen?
Sentimental. So holidays equals Oak Glen, apple picking, apple cider, apple pie, anything apple, pumpkin pies, anything pumpkin. You got pumpkin patches, then you move on to Christmas tree farms, and Redlands and Yucaipa and Inland Empire has all kinds of fun things that remind us of all those things, like Charlie Brown, the music Charlie Brown. Everybody wants to, back in the day, you turned to CBS, you watched Charlie Brown Christmas and Thanksgiving.
And the Halloween.
All the Halloween.
Yeah,
you know it's coming on, and you wait for Frosty the Snowman. You wait for that. So Oak Glen to me is my family. It's where I get to... We don't have a lot of snow. We don't have a lot of that like people across the country. So this is kind of like our getaway. And it's not far. It's like 15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes. Well, it depends on the distance, and it depends how you drive.
Yes.
Now, with another person that I know, I think drives a little slow. It drives me bunkies, right? And when I'm in the car, I know my destination. I'm going, okay, right? I get from point A to point B. Hello, right? And you have more time to do whatever you're gonna be doing. And then if you have to make that U-turn in the middle of the road, and you blow to the tractor trailer driver, and you go like this, slow up a little bit, and he lets you make your U-turn, and you're having a good time.
You are.
Right?
So Oakland to you is what, Miss Bev?
Oakland brings me back home.
See?
Immediately. Because being in Brooklyn and then going upstate New York, Lake George, Glens Falls, Albany is the capital of the state, and stuff like that. All the colored leaves, the cold down there. You're talking about pumpkins. I mean,
I'm sure.
Boom. Pumpkins, right? And you can go to the orchards and pick the apples and, and all of this good stuff. And the one thing that really sticks in my mind, the smell of the air.
Yes.
And
definitely.
There is no way to describe it. No words yet are written to describe it. And if you have the chance to get up into any mountains when it's, crisp and clear and smell that air, you didn't know what air is supposed to smell like.
Clean.
Yeah, and it makes you happy, And then, of course, the sunflowers.
Yes.
Everybody knows that's my favorite flower. And they have them, 20 cents. And it just makes you feel good. And I think everybody's attitude changes.
Me too.
Definitely. When you get away from the work and the traffic and, he said, she said. And,
pumpkin latte, everything, pumpkin spice. And then every chick wears, their little beanies and their sweatshirts, and kids are starting to dress up in Oakland and Yucaipa and Redlands. They're all very sentimental like that. They bust it out like now. Everything's coming out
Everything's coming out. And while you're at that Oakland, 2 places I highly recommend to go. And everybody knows me. I don't say I recommend unless I've been there, done it, tried it, fed it, whatever, right? Go into Wildland Image Gallery.
Really?
Yes. Faria and Jennifer, they are the owners. And the paintings, they do everything. One of a kind.
Right.
And you're saying, well, I'm looking for such a little thing or whatever. Yeah. And you tell them, they will do it for you.
That's awesome.
They do the glass work, the painting. One of our mayors goes up there quite a bit. Right. And when I met Faria and Jennifer, that was 10,000 years ago.
Sure.
And their son was a little one, Shamir. He turned into, now he's my godson. And I was watching him grow and helped him, when he was starting his own business and stuff. And it's just a fantastic place to be. They're down to earth. They're one of us. Hey, how you doing? What are you hungry? You want something to drink? Yeah. And that's the way it is.
I'll have to go visit. I've never been in there.
Oh, go. And then if you're looking for that one of a kind, that's the place to go. That's the place to go. Yes, and then they have the apple orchard. They have the different restaurants up there.
Los Rios Ranch or whatever. That's a good place, actually. I'm going to tell you the truth about that place. That's a fun place to just have a picnic. I take my dad there for Father's Day. That's like his favorite spot. My mom will endure that on Mother's Day. Like, that's where we go for our quiet time. So it's family. I really like how you said that.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It really is. And Brandon, what's your favorite place to go to for Halloween?
For Halloween, I don't have a favorite yet. I'm taking applications.
Redlands is a pretty big spot for
an application.
Redlands goes all out. If you ask, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but Redlands, if you want to see Redlands at its best on Halloween Day, you go down State Street, and all the little kids will dress up and go through every one of the businesses and get candy. And then on Olive Street, they make a full block, and they make a full block where every one of the houses, they have everything's done up in all their yards.
Oh God, yeah. So, and some of them decorations, you go, holy Toledo.
There's one house that has skeletons of animals and different dinosaurs and fun things. Very creative. And then all the lights come out. So, and then all the way up to Yucaipa, all the way up, on the way to Oakland, you see all the houses decorated starting now.
And it's really cool. And think outside the box.
Yeah, Brandon, check out Olive Street. I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
There was something I wanted to mention earlier about Oakland.
Yeah.
Oakland has a lot of really unique shops up there. I mean, everything's
Yes.
on one road, so you can't miss them. And so everyone should check those out. The other thing is that everyone goes crazy for pumpkin spice lattes. I know. But they have there's a little known thing that Starbucks offers in the fall, and it's the cinnamon. It's not the cinnamon, the caramel apple spice, and that is way better. Has no coffee, but it's way better.
It's like apple cider.
See, I never tried one.
Caramel. And like a few spices. It's so good.
Good to know.
And yeah, it's better than the pumpkin spice. So
I got to try that.
You just plug Starbucks right there.
Yeah.
You should get like $1 million for that.
Well, yeah. And talking about Starbucks, from the first show I ever done.
Really?
The very first show I have ever done. Starbucks has been with us every single show.
You sure have.
Yeah. I like my coffee. And it's easy because if you spill it, well, you wipe it up. You can't break it because it's non-breakable.
The only thing is that if you shop local, Glen, you're right. They make their own apple cider. Mm-hmm. They make it. With the presses, you can't get that really from.
Well, I have a confession
corporate.
to make. All right, and I'm going to make it to you, Brandon, and to you, Dawn. But you got to promise me you will not tell another single soul.
No, seeing as that we leave no listener behind.
Yes, I cannot stand apple cider.
What?
I never liked the taste of it. Yeah, you should see his face. Like, what are you talking about?
Like apple cider.
I just never liked the taste of it.
Well,
yeah, it's one of those.
Don't get Bev that. It'll make her grumpy and mental.
Yeah. So that's our little secret of the century. Okay. Yes, and another good place to go to, really for Halloween.
What's that?
Right. Is
Bev's house. We got to go to Bev's house. Just kidding.
Yeah, come on up. Hey, we'll go trick-or-treating together. My brain just went blank. Down there in Redlands, down by the high school.
Oh,
God, what is the name of that one area? And they do all that weird, really weird Halloween decoration stuff.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm not even with it anymore. I have no idea.
Okay, I'm going to have to
Not
check
in that
out.
department.
But down
I'll
there,
get back to you on that.
Yeah, find out for me. Thank you.
I'll look it
Somewhere down in Redlands, and it's down by the high school, and they really, really go out with all the decorations.
It's probably Olive Street, like I was talking about.
No, it's by the high school.
So that's farther down. The high school is on Citrus.
Yeah, and it's a couple of blocks down.
Blocks down towards the university, or farther down?
Farther down. I'm going to have to check that out.
I will figure it out. I'm going to look.
Okay.
Redlands trick-or-treating.
All right, and while you're doing that, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Let's Go Shopping with Bev, right here on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. And we have Brandon, our board up on the board. Hi, Brandon.
Hello.
Hello. And then we have the one and only Miss Dawn from the Red Shoe Project. Hello, Dawn.
Hi, I appreciate you letting me be on here today.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, we haven't talked at all day today.
No.
That's sad.
No.
Yeah, we just sat here staring at each other. And here's another thing, too, about Halloween. I want us to start talking about this early to remind everybody. Remember, all of us grown-ups got to remember Halloween and trick-or-treat is for our munchkins, our young children, our young adults. So if you are driving and you see the children and the young adults out on the streets, be careful.
Yes.
Let them enjoy their childhood and make all the memories like we did when we were there.
I agree. So
yes,
I'm going to put a plug out. I love my people at About Redlands sometimes. But
What
they're making note that during Halloween, the following Halloween will be effective as of 4 p.m. on Cajon between Fern and Cypress. That's what you're talking about, Bev.
That's it. And I can't remember that street.
Well, yeah. And then Olive Avenue between Cajon and Center. And then they have the State Street one that starts at 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go to Selvig Sellers Halloween bash, okay? And then you can go to the tartan from 5 to 9. That's for the adults, okay? That's not for your babies, although it is a family establishment. And then 3 p.m. to 4 is the historic, going down State Street. That's that.
Yes.
Trunk or Treat Festival is also, and that one's in Rancho Cucamonga Christian Fellowship.
Well, I never been
Redlands
to that
campus.
one.
But it's Redlands campus on Tennessee Street. So look it up on about Redlands, but that's what you were talking about, Cypress.
Yeah, and I hate that when you know the name of the street, you can see it in your brain, and you can't think of the name. You go, what am I getting Alzheimer's
It's
already?
I know exactly. It's that weird street down there. It's a
Yeah,
little awkward.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know what they were doing with that, unless they were having an earthquake where they were building the street and just left it alone. I don't know. And then now the other thing too, let's talk about costumes.
Oh, costumes. I haven't even begun to start.
Now, what's really cool? You want only one of a kind costume?
What?
Go through mom and dad's wardrobe.
Agreed.
You call it closets, we call it wardrobes. Go in there and make up your own really cool costume.
Yes. I've always been that way since I was a little kid. I'm an only child, so I would always go in my mom's closet and we would have little plays and stuff in my house. But I was always known for putting stuff on my head. So if I got a present, I put it on my head. If I got some socks or underwear, I'd always put it on top of my head. If you got a bow on it, it went on my head. So I was always dressing up and always doing plays too. I was always making up like plays in my house. So Halloween was a big one. But of course, when you're little, your mom dresses you up as this princess and all of that. And then as you get older, you try to make it something that it isn't. And then now as an adult, it's more, why am I dressing up? And it's because it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's not a have to thing. It's fun. And I think we've steered away from that and made it about something completely different.
Yeah.
And now it's more about, I really would like people to get dressed up because it's something of an alter ego if they wanted to become a superhero if you want to.
Hey,
so
I could be Wonder Woman.
You sure
dun,
can.
Dun, 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 with a cape.
Yeah.
And
Brandon, what would you be? What are you going to be this year?
I'm going to be Fix-It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh,
Yay! Quite lovely. You know what we should do?
What's that?
Our Thursday show is right before Halloween. You look at the calendar.
Yeah.
Right? And Halloween is right after us.
Uh-huh.
For fun, we ought to do one weird Halloween show. And everybody should be dressed in costume.
I am all about that.
What that would be
That's shopping
cool.
with Bev.
Yeah. And then we talk about where we got our costumes, what we're going to be doing,
Absolutely.
talking about the food and, all this. My God, I think we ought to do that.
This is what happens when you start talking to Bev long enough. I love it. She gets these little light bulbs everywhere. Moment of transcendence is what we call that.
And that's what happens. A lot of people think that they're losing power. I get an idea and I walk past a light bulb and it blinks on and off.
So you want a Halloween show and we can go and get candied apples. That's the one thing about Oakland we didn't talk about either.
The candy apples.
Candy apples up there.
Oh, they are so good.
I know.
Good. And just a little reminder. Now, I'm not being nasty when I say this.
No.
Just a little reminder. Some of the people that need the dentures,
Oh.
right? If they were playing football and got their teeth knocked out and they're waiting for the regular stuff, right?
They cut them for
They
you.
have this little thing for them. Before you eat the candy apple, take them out.
Agreed.
Take them out because they'd get stick to the
gum the
caramel
apple.
and it'd be kind of hard to, I mean this in a nice way, not a bad way,
But they do actually provide that. They cut them for you, even for kids and stuff too. So they're very helpful.
And don't run with a stick in your mouth.
No.
That's a bad thing to do.
I do have a friend that actually makes candied apples. Can I pitch that?
Of course.
Okay, so at the Christmas parade down here in Redlands, my building is 302 Brookside, and they line up right in front. So we're going to be selling candied apples during that time as well. And then you're going to have a photo op with my photographer, Holly Cross. She has an old Jeep that's a postal Jeep, and so we're going to have it decorated for Christmas.
Oh,
so we were
cool.
talking about Halloween, but Christmas time, be looking for that during the Christmas parade. You're lined up right in front of my building. So be looking for that photo op and buying some we're going to do hot cider, Brandon, so you can come and buy
There you
some.
go, and you live right down the road from us,
And
so
then
we're
also involved in the ball drop this year, Red Shoe. We're going to be in their little food court selling candied apples and cider as well. So we'll be down there. There's a group of us down at the square. So I'll be sitting there freezing cold in my red shoes trying to make it work. So.
Yeah, right. She's going to have the electric blanket on. She's going to have a fur coat on, or fur hat, gloves that are 5 inches thick.
Well, we love our food, we love our treats, and we love our people. So sentimental value is one of our big things at Red Shoe. And so all this food makes me want to go eat right now. Just confessing to you now.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a T-bone steak. That's what's going through my mind. And before we have to leave, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show today. I really do. And if you have, your organization is having an event.
Yes.
Please let us know straight away.
Yes.
So we will have a chance to bump it out for you.
Yes.
And if there is a business out there and you want to contact me to come on to the show, give me a call. Everybody knows my number. If you can't find it, hit me on Facebook. Okay?
And she's all about returning the phone call. She
Yes.
is very good at that, just saying.
Yeah, that's one thing I was taught. Always return it, no matter what, you know?
Always.
And so, Brandon, thank you so again for a fun show.
Thank you.
And we will talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay. Dawn, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And we're going to be dancing out with Lucy and Linus. And just have a good weekend, everybody.
You too, yeah.
Talk to you next week, same time, same station. Ciao, everybody.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now